Is the National Professional Fishing League poised to have a fantastic 2025? Stage 1 was on Santee Cooper for the league, as we'll refer to it from here on out. It was a great place to go fishing for their first event. If you don't remember or didn't keep track of it or didn't even know that the event happened, the National Professional Fishing League prohibited forward-facing sonar. Now, they still allow all the other technology. They just don't allow the live imaging that happens real time. And many fans really want that kind of fishing, that kind of fishing tournament. They want to watch it. And I'm going to say nicely, the league probably had 20 or 30,000% more views than it has in the past. Jason Christie, the lead angler, came over to fish the NPFL. First event, won it. And won it in style, winning not only 100K, but bringing in a 3-day total of 82.12, which is absolutely stacking them. Second place was 73 pounds. So he almost beat second place by 10 pounds. And Christie probably, this is the kind of fishing Christie likes to do. And he's going to do really well on the NPFL. So are some of the other anglers that are moving over, like Bill Lowen and Hank Cherry, Patrick Walters, all in the top 6. Greg Hackney, Buddy Gross in the top 10. And then you had Welcher in 12th, Canterbury in 16th, LaHue at 20th, Drew Cook at 21st, and Swindle at 26th. Now, it didn't go without some minor issues. Skeeter Crosby was disqualified for his day 3 weight for this infraction.
Y'all been over there and seen Buck? Is he catching them?
And this happened live and was a little weird. It seemed like he was breaking a rule, but was he breaking a rule? When it comes down to it, he was. He was soliciting information. And there's going to be people that said, well, he wasn't really soliciting, but here's what you have to remember in this case. If he knows how someone is doing over at that spot, and it's someone that he's close to, or that they're not doing well, it can eliminate or make him go to that water. And that's really important in this case. It's meant to make sure that everyone's on a level playing field. If you know someone's hot over here and catching fish, who's to say that you're not going to go join them over there? Or if it's cold over there and they're not catching anything, that means you can rule out that water and they maybe go to the other side. That's what happens with this no information rule. And there were a few storylines that I think went a little bit unnoticed. One, Zach Burge is absolutely ridiculous. He fished the BPT and didn't qualify, must have driven overnight to go fish Santee Cooper. Missed the first day. Let me repeat that. He missed the first day. Zach Burge finished in 35th with 50 pounds, 11 ounces. That's absolutely killing it. I think he cashed a check. Not 100% sure, but I think he cashed a check. I think he was one of the storylines. I think another storyline that maybe people didn't realize was Tyler Williams, rookie from last year on the Elites, said, I want to join the NPFL, not only for fun, because I read that on social media, but I want to show people that I can catch fish without forward-facing sonar. 0, didn't catch a fish. Now, he had boat problems, but he didn't catch a fish. He ended up taking his boat out and just calling it, giving it a $5,000 donation to the NPFL anglers. That's what he did. And while NPFL had a great tournament for their first one, there were a lot of mistakes, but we have to keep it real. And let's talk about the new platform. Will it get better? Yes, but there were a lot of flaws in the first weekend of this new platform. To start off with, the microphones were overmodulated from the announcers to the anglers. Next, the video sucked at times. Is it as good a quality as Major League Fishing? Not remotely as close. There's apples and there's oranges. Can they fix that resolution and make it better? I don't know. There were too many times when you watched it and it was said, oh, we don't have cell phone coverage. That's what Starlink is for. There's anglers that are using Starlink to stream live that have better quality than what was happening there. And one of the things I disliked is if it's flaky and it's shady and it's not very good, they shouldn't have it on. It just hurts them. Next, I didn't think they had enough cameramen. And I think the cameraman need to be able to switch and jump into other boats. I know that there was somebody with Skeeter, and I think he went with Jason, which was good. That first day, I believe they should do 8 all the way through to the weigh-in. I know that adds a little bit of drama, but I'd rather see more fishing than only 9 to 11. I want to see as much as possible. I think their sponsors want to see as much as possible too. I thought the commentary at times was good, but there were a lot of times when there was no commentary at all. Now, this has nothing to do with Luke or nothing to do with Fat Cat. I know they were in a room and set up a studio, but at times it seemed like they were in a hotel room, which they were, and that the neighbor next door to them was sleeping, and they were whispering all their things. And it became they don't need to whisper. Now, their YouTube views did really well, but that weigh-in is excruciatingly painful. It's way too long. You can't have a 3-hour weigh-in. It's just, I think that needs to be tightened up and made a lot faster. They need to capitalize on the storylines that are happening there right then. The storyline of who's going to make a cut, who's going to make a check, who's going to win the event. But only having it live till 1, that storyline of who's going to win doesn't happen. Allow Luke and Fat Cat to go all the way through to the weigh-in till that 3 o'clock when it starts, and then send it over to Al, and then find out who's sandbagging and who isn't. But allow those guys to do their job all the way to the end so that they can build a storyline and add the drama to what's going on. I think I mentioned it earlier, but it's in my notes. They have to do much better on the quality of the video. It was blown out. There looked like it was just white background and no clouds or no blue or no gray or no nothing. The video quality must be there. You've spent this money. You've spent probably a lot of money. Make sure the video quality is top notch, that you have everything dialed in, that this microphones work, that all of it is perfect. You can't come out having 2 days of just bad quality video and audio. I should say one of the positives, I thought they didn't have a lot of commercials. Bass is over commercialized, and it's just too much. NPFL didn't have that. They had it every 25-30 minutes, so it was doable. And let's teach the cameraman not to focus in on seagulls. To have 3 minutes of a cameraman focus in on a seagull. Now, it wasn't perfect by any means, but it was a good starting point for the league. And they were competing against BPT. And on that last day, Jacob Wheeler was moving his way up the leaderboard, and Drew Gill and Wheeler were going at it. So I'm not sure if scheduling tournaments when other major tournaments are going on is the right thing. And it'd be really interesting to see how many people watch the BPT and how many people watch the NPFL. We know that 28,000 people, or roughly 1.6 to 2.2 thousand people, were watching live for a majority of the time when I watched it. But that isn't a lot of people, but it's still a good amount of people. And that's a step forward for the NPFL. They need to continue to make baby steps to become better. And that's important. And they're going to do well. They have the people behind them, they have the structure, and they have the platform now to make them better. And that's the best thing that's happening for the league in 2025. But what did you think? Comment below and tell me what you think of all of it. I really appreciate all of you. Thanks for all the subscribers, all the new members, all the people who are interactive on the channel. You guys are awesome. Friday night we go live, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll talk about fishing. We'll talk about this. We'll talk about everything. But if you're free, hop on the channel and be interactive and have fun. Thanks again for hitting that like and subscribe button. Remember, take a kid fishing, tight lines, cheers, and get your fish on.